Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Recap Media YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to help our channel and enjoy this full video.
Yuji regains control of his body and hears Megumi confess that he never regretted saving him. However, Yuji is running out of time and his injuries take over, so he tells his friends to live a long life before he passes away. Gojo discusses with Ichichi in the school morgue, expressing his belief that the higher-ups set up Yuji on a dangerous mission while he was absent, and he gets angry, threatening to end all of them. Megumi and Nobara grieve over Yuji's death and are joined by the second-year Jujutsu students who invite them to participate in the Kyoto Sister School Goodwill event, an annual battle between schools where sorcerers compete against each other during the slow season to become stronger. And the first years agree to participate in honor of Yuji. In Tokyo, a group of enigmatic figures discuss testing Sukuna's power and enter a cafe where only one of them is visible to the public. Meanwhile, cursed spirits plan to overthrow humans and defeat Jujutsu sorcerers by turning Sukuna into their ally and incapacitating Satoru Gojo. Also, they assume Yuji is dead. The sorcerer is not entirely sure about it. Yuji's mind is still alive in Sukuna's domain. Sukuna wants to make a deal with Yuji to fix his heart. Sukuna will use Yuji's body for a minute after using a key phrase, and Yuji must forget the conversation. They decide to fight to the death. If Sukuna wins, Yuji accepts the offer. Yuji agrees and Sukuna defeats Yuji immediately. Just as Shoko prepares to dissect Yuji's body, he suddenly comes back to life. Gojo is thrilled and plans on training him privately for the Goodwill event while keeping his revival a secret to avoid further attempts on his life. Megumi and Nobara are undergoing close combat training, while Gojo is teaching Yuji how to control his cursed energy. Gojo uses scans to illustrate the difference between cursed energy and cursed technique, and encourages Yuji to focus on channeling cursed energy into his fists instead of learning a cursed technique. To help Yuji control his negative emotions, Gojo has him watch movies and pour cursed energy into a cursed corpse doll. If Yuji fails to maintain a steady flow of cursed energy, the doll will attack him. During a training session, Yuji gets distracted and the cursed corpse doll punches him. Gojo leaves to meet the Kyoto Jujutsu High Principal and asks Yuji if he spoke with Sukuna, but Yuji can't remember. On his way to Kyoto, Gojo senses something and exits the car. He then encounters Jogo, who has come crashing down near him. Jogo creates a volcano head that blasts Gojo with a magma explosion, but Gojo wipes away the ash and lava from his force field. Gojo is surprised to meet a curse that can communicate and believes Jogo is an unregistered special grade curse. Curse attacks Gojo with amber insects which use sound to explode, but Gojo stops them and avoids its attacks. Gojo uses this opportunity to attack Jogo with Jujutsu and finishes him off with cursed technique reversal, after Gojo disappears to bring Yuji to the battlefield. Gojo teleports Yuji to Jogo's location to observe the battle. Curse activates his domain expansion, trapping the sorcerers inside the coffin of the Iron Mountain and buffing his abilities. Gojo reveals that casting their own domain is the best way to counter a domain expansion. Gojo traps him with his own domain expansion, Unlimited Void, which paralyzes him by overwhelming him with all the information in the universe. After decapitating Jogo, Gojo interrogates him to find out who sent him, while Gero and Hanami watch from a distance. Gero meets up with the cursed group's leader Mahito, and they plan to carry out Gojo's sealing on October 31st in Shibuya. Episode 8. Megumi and Nobara are on a task assigned by Maki in Tokyo Jujutsu High when Aoi and Mai, who came with the principal from Kyoto, confront them. Mai mocks their deceased classmate and Aoi asks Megumi about his taste in women, and when Megumi gives a bland answer, Aoi attacks him for being boring. Aoi reveals his impressive skills as a sorcerer. Megumi summons winged toads to fight back, but ultimately requires assistance from Panda and Toge. Meanwhile, Nobara is shot by Mai but continues to fight. Maki joins the fray and the sisters discuss their motivations for becoming sorcerers after Maki and Aoi leave. Elsewhere, Gojo arrives for a meeting with Principal Gakuganji, believing him to be part of the Jujutsu conservatives responsible for Yuji's death. Gojo expresses his belief that the new generation will surpass the old traditions and fight to erase them. Gakuganji gets irritated and Gojo leaves. 1 month later, Yuji and another sorcerer are assigned to investigate mutated corpses found at the Kinema Cinema movie theater, where Mahito is spotted by a young man who can see curses. Junpei Yoshino is a high school student who is often bullied by his classmates. He often thinks about revenge against those who hate him. In a twist of fate, he crosses paths with his tormentors at a movie theater where they meet a gruesome and at the hands of a cursed spirit named Mahito. Intrigued by Mahito's extraordinary powers, Junpei confronts him in an alley, expressing his disbelief in Mahito's humanity. Yuji Itadori and the Great One sorcerer Kento Nanami take charge of investigating the cursed corpses. Nanami identifies the residual traces of a curse technique. Yuji learns to see these residuals also. They follow the residuals to the rooftop. After they encounter two courses, prompting Nanami to suggest that they each handle one. Nanami engages in battle with his opponent while explaining the mechanics of his curse technique. After Nanami effortlessly defeats his foe, Yuji demonstrates his trained skill by effectively channeling cursed energy into his fists. Impressed, Nanami acknowledges Gojo's confidence in Yuji. However, they discover that their opponents are not curses but mutated ex-humans. In his hideout, Mahito teaches Junpei about the manifestation of curses from human fears. Meanwhile, Nanami instructs Yuji to track down Junpei, the sole witness. Yuji and Ichichi find Junpei and follow him with a boxed curse. Meanwhile, Nanami confronts Mahito in a battle and breaks his arm. Mahito starts discussing the relationship between body and soul and tries to reshape Nanami's soul, but fails as Nanami instinctively protects it with his cursed energy. Nanami manages to escape down the sewer to buy time until he can go into overtime. As the clock approaches 6, Nanami's cursed energy suddenly begins to rise, surprising Mahito. Nanami uses ratio technique, collapse, to shatter a wall with a powerful shockwave of his cursed energy, cutting off Mahito's leg and announcing his retreat. Yuji and Junpei continue their conversation while Geto watches them from above. Junpei's mother invites Yuji for dinner and they get along well until Yuji has to leave with Ichichi. Before leaving, Junpei asks Yuji what he would do if he had to end someone, and Yuji responds that he would try not to. Later that night, Junpei's mother finds one of Sukuna's fingers, which draws a curse and ends her life. Nanami advises Yuji not to end transfigured humans and asks him to keep an eye on Junpei, who is being manipulated by Mahito. Mahito and Geto watch as Junpei is consumed by anger and revenge. Junpei goes to school and uses his newly awakened powers to attack Shota, who he blames for putting the Sukuna finger in his home. Yuji arrives just in time to stop Junpei from ending Shota. Yuji struggles against Junpei's powerful jellyfish Shikigami as they clash. Despite Junpei's belief that people have no hearts and morality is a delusion, Yuji manages to grab him and tries to reason with him. Junpei lashes out with his Shikigami, but Yuji lets it harm him, breaking through Junpei's defenses. Yuji promises to help him and find his mother's killer, but their conversation is interrupted by Mahito's arrival. Yuji hesitates when faced with Mahito, allowing the curse to immobilize him. Mahito uses idol transfiguration to mutate Junpei into fighting Yuji. In his final moments, Junpei realizes his mistake and dies. Angered, Yuji delivers a powerful punch to Mahito. Yuji's negative energy fills the air as he vows to end Mahito. They engage in a battle. Mahito attempts to touch Yuji's soul, but Sukuna intervenes and tells him to know his place. Yuji gains the upper hand and repeatedly smashes Mahito's face. Just as Yuji is about to finish the battle, Mahito surprises him from behind, but Nanami arrives in time to deflect the attack. Nanami expresses concern for Yuji's well-being and asks for an update.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.